like this.
Son of a bitch.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Hello guys, welcome back to the Threeskins podcast. Again, that intro is no YouTuber.
We gave up on that quick, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was just trash. Who gives a fuck?
Well, I think it's just because we could only think of about 3 goofy YouTuber intros that we wanted to do. I don't think anyone even picked up on it anyway, so that's fine.
It doesn't matter. Guys, I'm going to say this at the start. Make sure you like this video, because liking this video means that we go out to more people, and if we go out to more people, then we can make better videos. I think. I don't know if that's the... At least comment. Like and comment. That's why people ask, because it gets them higher up in the search.
Would you like to introduce us all, Matt?
Oh, me, him, and them.
It's just me, myself.
Are you actually going to put, like, me?
I can do.
Right, guys, I have something funny to say. In the next podcast, it's not going to be this one, because I haven't got it sorted yet, but there's going to be a versus, again, between you two. And
why is it always us, man? You've only participated in one of these. I've been in every single one. This is bullshit.
Yeah, but that's because... Well,
I'm an easy target.
You can make one. But this one is the forfeit I can't do. Because we will lose every subscriber we've ever had. Because the forfeit
get your penis out
is
competition.
this. The podcast afterwards, you have to wear this and nothing
Where
else.
did you get that?
Where
did you get that?
In my opinion,
that's disgusting.
I believe...
I don't want to know where you got it or why you got it.
I believe that all 3 of us should participate in the same...
What, wear it together at the same time?
No.
Yeah, we will get in there.
There's no way.
I found this at the back of my cupboard when I was as skinny as Greg. It obviously doesn't fit me anymore, so I can't wear it.
Oh, I should stress.
I bet you could fit in there.
If you're listening to this podcast in the far future and we are somehow on iTunes and Spotify and you have no idea what we're talking about right now, Matt has just pulled out a fiery pair of ladyman pants. Yeah.
Perfect way of describing it. I've just spilled coffee on my leg.
Nice.
Okay, guys. Well, are you up for that?
I'm down. So what you're gonna? So in the next podcast, in podcast 18, you're gonna do a game between me and Greg, and whoever loses has got to wear that. I've already been.
Podcast.
I mean, is that any worse? I've already been naked.
Yeah, but
you're just adding clothes.
No, but you've got to sit
that can't be any worse.
You got to sit next to 2 other guys in your pants for an hour.
Oh, wear it in the podcast.
Yeah.
Now that I didn't know.
Am I allowed to stuff it?
Yeah.
Gotta make it look bigger than it is.
The whole podcast, because we sit like this, you'll just see our balls the whole podcast.
I don't know. Don't lose them.
Okay, you can edit the next one then. Because you're gonna have to try and get rid of the ball sacks that keep coming out all the time.
I will allow you guys to use
There's no way you can contain a ball
tape.
sack in that thing.
You can use boob tape.
Okay,
right. So before we go into what we've all been up to, this podcast is going to be a little bit different. Normally, we do 2 topics of just completely unrelated things. We'll sit down and we'll talk about. I mean, for example, last week what did we do? Superheroes and what was the other? And a science quiz. So they're completely random. But today, we're just going to do the one topic because we feel that maybe you'll get more out of it if we just have the one thing that we're focused on.
It's just a big ass topic.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
There's a lot to talk about.
That's the thing. There are a lot of topics that we like to do, but necessarily wouldn't really last an hour. So we're not sure yet. We might do a couple of 2-topic podcasts, and then we might do like one big topic podcast. But for this, we're still testing the waters. For this podcast, we're just going to be doing the one topic, but we'll get onto that in a little bit. But what have we all been up to? What have you been up to?
Like yesterday I went to the hospital. I had a sinus appointment and they stuck a camera up my nose.
They stuck a camera up your nose?
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Did you get to see it?
Very uncomfortable.
Did you see the footage?
Nah, he had like it was
weird. Like VR.
Nah, man, it was like
it's
it's
like
like
getting in there.
It was like a gun. It's like a gun, like but bent, and he just like looked down like that through like the thing into my eye, into my nostrils.
Dude.
Then I had a hearing test.
Oh yeah.
And my hearing's fine, but it doesn't feel fine. It's very weird. But...
It's fine, but it doesn't feel fine.
Yeah, you know, it's odd, but yeah, the
What do they? How do they do a hearing test? What do they do? Just
it's
like
weird.
whisper words
yeah, no,
to you from across
get
the
like
room.
like a little thing that you press, and they do like little beeps. You have headphones on, and they do beeps, and you got to press every single time you hear a beep.
Okay.
So it was pretty cool. Pretty short hospital visit. Just getting
Sorry,
basics out of the way.
Sorting
You
out the
looking
math
at
facts.
what about donators as well? We've had some donations, haven't we?
Yes.
You pick up your phone.
Okay, you guys keep it. Keep it
Yeah, sorry,
I'm
we're so
sorry.
professional here. I literally just remembered the donation.
I'm so
sorry,
tired.
we've had a couple.
I apologise.
Yeah, again, we normally film our podcasts like midday throughout the week, but today was the only real day we could do because we're all sort of doctor's appointment galore at the moment because we're all messed up. So
Okay, so the first
go on,
the first donator is Alan Galley.
Alan Galley.
Thank you very much. He says, "Sorry, ain't much, guys. Love the podcast.
Love you, Alan.
You are Alan." And mate, he was probably sick of that.
I bet, throughout school, those dark days. Thank you
for
very much,
Your,
Alan.
your support.
Really appreciate it.
The next one is Ben Barnes.
Ben
He
Barnes.
says, "Cheers for the podcast, lads. Here's a few quid for all the hours of entertainment that you provided me. Keep it up."
Thank you very much. Is that the only two ones? Awesome. If you would like to help the podcast out, our tip jar link is in the description. You can donate whatever you want, and you can also write a little message that we will read out just like that. Very bottom of the description bar, I think it is.
I was just thinking, because he said the hours of... We've done 18 hours worth of footage.
I know, right?
That is crazy.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's too much.
And there's only 10% of it's getting good.
It's weird though because when I was thinking
Less than that.
I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, it doesn't feel like we've done 18 hours worth, or like it doesn't feel like we've done that much. But then I
We've
thought
been
back.
doing it for a while now.
Then I thought back to when we recorded the first podcast, and I was like, oh, that seems like ages ago. It was like at the start of summer. It's like that seems like God knows how long ago. And we were all just sat on the floor down
How
here.
long ago
weren't
was
we?
it? Like 4.5 months? Ago?
Yeah,
18 weeks.
I'd pretty
So,
much
yeah.
just come out of hospital.
I had
Kind
hair.
of time. Yeah. And
Well, not much.
I was literally
happened to
like, I want
You
to.
did.
I was like, I need to do a podcast because I can't get up and out and about. I still can't. I've got another operation to wait for. Should we go into the first podcast then before I
First
go?
podcast.
I've had too much caffeine today. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
Oh, just one thing I want to point out, guys. A lot of you say you should get drunk or high while you're doing this. Now, I'm totally up for this, but Lewis has to drive back home, so he won't be able to do it. And we can't smoke weed in here because legality, and you know how it is. I think in one podcast, me and you need to have a drink off.
You win. What's the point? Matt always comes to me with these ideas like, oh, me and you should do I'm just always like, but you will win. It's just like...
See, I'm happy to drink on a podcast. But
You'd have to stay here.
yeah, well, that's the thing. But well, what I was going to say is, I don't.
Antique.
I couldn't get drunk. Do you know what I mean? Not just because I'm driving, but I'm not a good drunk person.
Well, how about if we book
I need to get that perfect. If I sink a couple, you'd be
This
a
is how
laugh.
we do it. This is how we do it.
But then if I have too many, I'll just
We book
become
you
a
an
dickhead.
Uber here and I'm an Uber back.
Yeah, but see, then that would tempt me to have a lot of drink. Whereas just 2 or 3,
That's a good thing though.
it's not for me. I can't do it anymore. I don't drink. I just can't drink anymore. I can't do it.
I can't either, but we can do
I
it
went out
together.
the other night with Bethan and just I had 2 beers and then I just got this wave of anxiety and I was just I just want to fucking go home.
You're making a
I just
classic
want to
mistake.
go home.
You're slowly drinking a beer. We do is as soon as you go out, you get the shots. You get 5 shots. Do 5 shots out.
Dude, I'm not 18 anymore. I can't. I do.
Dude, I used
I'm
to...
not 18. I can do it. It's fine.
When I was
Fuck.
18, 19, yeah, we used to go to this pub.
Mm.
There was a group of us and we always went to this same pub. I normally got off work at about 9, 10. So they'd already had about 3 or 4. But I would go in, I'd order 4, just neck them all and then go sit down.
That's the
Would
way
the
to do it.
podcast maybe like to hear about the time you came to the pub with me?
Maybe another time.
Maybe another time.
Drunk
'cause
stories.
we-
Okay, so the first
we need to move
podcast...
on.
First podcast... I don't know, you can edit quite a
The
lot
first
out if you want.
topic.
The first topic is this.
We're gonna need a new topic transition, aren't we?
No?
We can't go topic 1 if there's one topic.
Okay. Topic. Music.
No, it's got to be my voice because I'm in the bed.
music.
There
Okay.
it is. So now you know what it is.
Right, I suppose you don't have to introduce it.
Well, the thing is that we haven't really thought of like how we're going to structure this, but I have
No.
something I want to ask.
Sort of.
I want to ask before we start. Well, before any of you guys chirp in.
Chirp.
What is your musical evolution? And I say that in the sense of, what did you listen to when you were younger, and how did that change as you got older?
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what it is. When I was younger, I used to listen to music that had just come out. And as I've grown older,
I remember when we were younger, we
much,
used to listen to a lot of like boy band shit.
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah.
It was that. What's the Take on Me by cover by? I can't remember what band, like boy band it was.
Aha.
No. Is it Aha? Or
No.
the
Aha sang
original?
it.
It was. I think it's just called A1 or something like that.
Mate, I fucking used to love that.
A1.
motherfucker.
Take on me. Yeah.
And then
it was
when I
A1.
listen to it back now, I'm like, oh shit, the original's 10 times better. Why did I ever listen to this as a kid? Another thing I used to like was Sugar Babes. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Babes did this song called Freak Like Me.
The Newman cover.
And that's how I found out about Gary Newman, motherfucker.
Is
And
that how you found
No,
out
I
about
think
Gary
you knew.
Newman?
I think you
I
knew
knew-
about it before,
Matt-
but
Matt-
then it just clicked you.
Matt knows about this thing that happened to me when I was about 14, 15. I found out about Our Friends Electric through Sugar Babes. And I sort of had this issue where every single day I would go around and I would just listen to Our Friends Electric and on repeat.
It's
I'm not joking. For a year, I listened to that song
I hate
probably
to
about
ask.
15 times a day, maybe more. I learn on every instrument possible. I know the bass. I know how to play on synth. I can play on guitar.
Come
play
and
on
see
piano, I can play on
Newman
everything.
live with me.
I can play on drums. I can play. I could literally. You could give me a flute and I could just start playing it.
Come and see
I know that
Newman
song
live
off
with
by
me.
heart.
My dad saw Gary Newman like 3 or 4 days ago. He's always asking.
Greg,
me
I've
about
seen
it.
you try to play the drums. You can't play the drums there. When you play drums, it's like what's that? Surgery simulator.
Well, like operation, but like, yeah.
So go on. So you is it as it was your question? Go on. So I know you sort of briefly mentioned, but what I don't know. Name like 2 or 3 bands that you listened to like when you started listening to music, and what you think of them now.
I first got really interested in music when I was about 11. And I got into like all of the new metal sort of shit, like Korn, Limp Bizkit,
okay, yeah.
Linkin Park, all
Limp
that
Bizkit.
shit. I got really into that until I was about 15, and then Gary Newman took over my life. And then after that, I started listening to a lot of dubstep and drum and bass. And then from there, I learned about Aphex Twin, and I started listening to loads of weird IDM stuff. And then from there, I just started listening to weird rock music.
Yeah,
And that's about it, like math rock and shit like that. All the weird shit that you probably hear me listen to when you come in the house sometimes.
Oh, every time I get here, Matt will be like sprawled out on the sofa, and then I go in like the conservatory, and Greg will be sat in front of the piano playing some sort of harmonious, beautiful piece of music while listening to some really obscure stuff on the TV.
Yeah, I just like
I like it. That it's cool.
I can't. I've been trying to get into the stuff that's popular these days. I mean, I know what's it. Like the Triple X Tenacion, or is the guy got? Is he the guy who got shot?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, I tried to listen to him the other day because apparently like that's what's big, and I mean it's not bad or anything. Like I thought it was gonna be trash. It's not as trash as I thought it was gonna be, but I just don't like it. I just
See,
maybe
the thing
I'm
is,
an old man now.
people
Maybe I've
like
hit
to
that
say
age.
people like to say like, "Oh, modern music is awful," and it's like that is not true. I think chart-topping music is awful.
I think,
but
yeah.
there's plenty of modern bands and
It's
modern
Tame
music.
Impala.
It's
that are
Tame
great.
Impala are incredible, but
Run a Jewels.
people look at the world through rose-tinted glasses. Though they look at back like
Yeah.
they look back to like the 60s and they're like, oh yeah, we had like Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles. It's like, dude, there were like 1,000 bands that no one knows anymore because they were trash and no one remembers them. You only ever remember the good stuff. It's just the way it is.
So go on then. What about you? What about your musical evolution?
Basically same as Greg. We were pretty much we had our
Well, yeah, you would have done it all together,
like
really, wouldn't you?
we pretty much just had our dicks in each other's mouths like in our youth.
No, it's because Matt always heard what I was listening to. And he was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Oh.
And he's like, oh, Greg, what song is that? And I tell him, and then boom.
So I'm just sorting out something that I should have done last night, but I didn't.
That's right, man.
Bastard. Yeah, no, with me, I mean, I grew up around my dad, and my dad is like, his whole life is about music. So throughout my whole childhood, it was just nothing but, like Newman and just all bands like that and things. So like probably by the time I was 10, I probably knew the words to sort of subconsciously knew the words for like a Newman song.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And like, so my whole sort of life was old music. All 80s sort of things, electro sort of stuff, which as a kid I probably didn't like, but I didn't like music, but I would always be begging my dad to take me to gigs and things, and then as I got a bit older he started to. But then I remember when I was about 12 or 13 and you want to start listening to your own stuff.
Yeah.
And my best mate from school when we were younger, George, he used to play guitar, so he used to go and learn songs by bands, and he would come back to me like, I just heard this band, they're really good. And we would start listening to them, and we started listening to like Green Day and things and stuff like that. And yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Fucking American idiot.
Yeah, but no, but that's one thing I noticed. I still like Green Day. Like,
I do. Yeah, they're all right.
They're not bad.
International
It's
super hits and like Dookie and all that, I think are really cool. I really like punk stuff.
One of my favourite
But if I
songs
listen
by
to
them-
American Idiot now and like 21st Century Breakdown and all
Black
that stuff,
Flag's the best punk band.
awful. But when we were getting into it, that 21st Century Breakdown album had just come out, and we went and saw them, and we loved it. And then like when I was like, between like 12 and 15, I loved all that stuff. And I look back now and I look at like American Idiot and like all the stuff they do now, and I'm like, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Talking about
So yeah.
let's
your
talk about
taste.
music like that, because I used to really like Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
I can never get into them.
I
Those are the
just
two
like
bands.
them.
There's
I
that
don't know
new
what
Panic at the Disco song that's really good. Have you heard it?
Is it the one that sounds like
Mama
Maroon 5?
said, "Don't give up." It's been on the radio loads. I like it. I
Guys,
couldn't sit and listen to it, but if it's on the radio, I'll have
If
a
you
little
want to
sing-song.
laugh, go watch Nickelback's last song. They turn into like Maroon 5.
Really?
Like, even just you saying that like makes my
Hasn't
brain like.
Muse apparently like gone all like electronic and dubstep?
Muse?
Right? Yeah, Muse. I swear someone said something about that.
I don't know, man.
I haven't listened. I haven't tried listening.
Right.
Did you hear Arctic Monkeys' latest album?
No.
Right. Well, they did AM in about 2013.
What was that song that I was just listening to it
Oh wait,
the whole way to
isn't
Amsterdam?
a new one? Isn't the new
Um,
Arctic
oh,
Monkeys the one that's meant to sound like
Are
David
You
Bowie?
Mine?
Are you
Isn't the one
mine?
that-
It's weird though, right? Because like the thing about Arctic Monkeys, I think it's all about the lead, Alex Turner. I think he sort of directs the band a bit.
Yeah,
So like he'll go through fashion trends, and all the band have got to start dressing like him, and that
Oh, man,
influences.
imagine having to do
That
that.
influences their music, I think, because when AM came out in 2013, it was album of the year. And coming to think of it, actually, that's probably one of my favourite albums, AM by Arctic Monkeys. The whole album, it's one of the only albums I can sit and listen track one to all of them, all the way through. It's great.
Okay,
And,
well, let's go. That can slide us into. a couple
No, their
of our
new
favourite
album
albums.
is bizarre.
Is it?
They went all sort of 70s, and he like
favorite albums.
he grew his hair out and was wearing these funny glasses, and every song is just like, I wash it in my... and you can't even hear what he's saying. It's just really
Do you know
fucking
what's
odd.
weird about musicians?
Go on.
You can tell when they first start, they're doing stuff that they don't want to, and then when they're older, they do the stuff they do want to, and it's shit.
That's kind
Does that
of
make sense?
True. That is kind of true. But I don't think it's just that. I think it's just that their taste changes, like they
Yeah.
age.
You get bored of doing this, like
Terra Milos is a good example. When they first started making music, it's all weird and experimental, and it's just weird tapping and shit like that. But as they've got older, they've sort of orientated themselves more to just traditional rock sort of song structures.
Yeah, but
I think
is that
as
because
you
of
age,
money?
I don't think it is because of money. I think it's as you age, you.
You realise you got to play easier songs.
Yeah, that might be it. Honestly, but then again, they still play all their crazy
but when you
stuff
tour,
live,
when
so I
you
don't know
tour
what it is.
countries playing like your greatest hits for like 20, 25, 30 years, you're going to get fucking sick of them, aren't you? And the style that they're in, and you're going to be like, I want to do something new and something fresh.
The only band that I can think of that
Am
was
I
able,
still in?
yeah.
Hey, baby.
The only band I can think of that
You can move this way.
was
it's
able to
hard,
stay
isn't it?
fresh for decades. I guess you could say Pink Floyd, but I think King Crimson. Have you listened to King Crimson's 80s stuff? It's fucking insane.
No, I've only listened to their best album of all. That's one of my favourite albums. Called The Crimson King. King Crimson.
Never heard it.
It's brilliant.
You should listen to it. It's really
Have you
good.
watched Children of Men?
No.
Oh, okay. We should. It's pretty.
You probably heard some of it. It's quite like popular.
Probably. That's a lot of sort
Do you
of...
know what's so annoying about that? I bought that album on vinyl.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
bought
such
it
an
and I
idiot.
propped it up on my desk. So it was like in between the desk and the wall. And I must have moved the desk or banged it or something. And it jolted it and it fell out the side and the vinyl just scratched across the wall.
Oh.
I just chucked it in the bin. So angry. So angry.
That's what happens.
What time are we on? Sorry.
20 minutes.
Oh, we're only on 20 minutes. Wow.
Righty ho. Okay, yeah. Do a few more albums, then we'll do like favourite songs of all time. Maybe.
I was going to
don't
list
know if
out
you
a bunch
can
of
do that.
genres and then ask for your favourite
Okay,
band
that's
or
good.
song in that genre.
That's good.
So my favourite album is probably one you guys haven't heard. Matt's probably heard it. I mean, this is Built to Spill. Perfect from Now On. It's an incredible album.
I only know them from hearing you talk about them.
Yeah, they're just incredible.
They're alright, actually.
What
Yeah.
sort of genre is it?
It's like 90s alternative sort of rock. So think like I wouldn't say Nirvana, but you know what I mean, like that sort of alternative. But it's with like a bit crazy guitar solo. And
That's cool.
You would have
Okay,
give us
album. Pop us a few genres then.
Oh, you want me to do that now?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
And then,
I've got
let's
some
let's quickly do one album each that we really like.
Well, yeah, okay. My one's just
That one.
done.
See,
so-
I tried to think about this. I was telling you earlier, like I made my list earlier, and I came up with. I tried to do my top 5 favourite songs, and it just kept coming and coming and coming. And I must have wrote down about 20. I was like, I've got to work this down. But when it came to albums, I couldn't think of any albums because I just like songs. And if I'm going to listen to songs, it will normally be off a greatest hits album or a remastered thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we can count.
But so what I thought about is I thought, okay, what could I try and find that's my favourite album within like the last couple of years? So it whittles it down a bit. And my favourite album within about the last, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years is Are You Satisfied by Slaves. It's brilliant. Have you ever listened to Slaves?
Yeah,
Not a fan.
they're alright.
All
They're
right?
quite good.
Yeah? Are you just...
Can't say I've heard the whole album.
No. I just think... I hadn't heard anything like that in a very long time. When you think punk, it's sort of like... Oh,
What's your favourite album, fellas?
what's
Yeah,
your favourite
everyone-
album? Tell us your favourite albums.
Yeah, actually, everyone tell us your favourite albums so I can sit there and criticise all of it.
Because I remember... do that.
I love it.
Greg will ruin you. Yeah, no, when you think punk and stuff, you think, like 80s and maybe sort of early 90s. It's dead now. And I remember people talking about this band called Slaves. It's like, I just didn't put their album on. And it's just a bloke smashing the fuck out of a set of drums and screaming, and the other bloke... And it's just two of them.
That is something I would like. That's my sort of shit.
Mate, they're brilliant. And I was just like blown away by it. It's just fucking noise, but it's good.
Yeah, no, there's a
And I
band
was
like
like,
that.
this
There's a
is
band like that
great.
called Lightning Bolt, and it's literally this guy just going crazy on the drums, and he's got like a microphone, but he tapes it onto his mouth and then wears a mask over it.
That's amazing.
And so he's like, and he's just and then there's just this bassist with like crazy effects pedals, no guitar, no keyboards. It's just a bassist and a drum. It's like
Any drummer
true
who
drum
can
and
sing
bass.
is a hero in my eyes.
Yeah,
Uh,
Isaac Holman's the drummer. He stands up and does the drum and then sings at the same time. It's
That's crazy.
It's brilliant.
I don't know how people can do that.
He must be a very fit man.
I'm gonna say something I'll probably Rubber Soul by the Beatles.
That is a fucking good choice. That is probably one of the best albums ever made.
But then again, I'd also say Sgt. Pepper's because me and you grew up watching
Sgt. Pepper's
Yellow
is,
Submarine.
yeah, 100%. Sgt. Pepper's is not just nostalgic, but it's like probably the entryway to rock music for me. Like 100%.
Yeah, this is back when we were listening to fucking Boyzone and shit.
Ah, yeah, and then we'd listen to that, and then we'd put on some Beatles.
See, I never even had that period of listening to modern music because I was just surrounded by the only taste I ever had of music until I was about 12 or 13 was just listening to what my dad listened to.
I think
I'm glad you never had that taste of that period. Anyway, guys, so
taste of period.
Do you want to? It's just a little joke. Genre, Grog.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So
Yeah. I
there's
like
loads
this
of
one
genres.
topic thing. It's
I've
nice. It's so
I've
much
got
more
something
relaxed.
as well because I posted on the Threeskins Instagram earlier some music for Greg to shit on.
Okay, great.
As
Or just songs.
Groggany cunt.
Groggany.
Groggany Pontano.
Go on in.
Okay. So the first one's quite a broad one, but it's one that you probably don't have many ones you listen to. Avant-garde / ambient / experimental. Anything that's weird.
Aphex Twin.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. Anything that's just sort of weird.
Anything that's weird.
Or ambient or like just a bit out there.
Cut the gang.
God is National.
That's weird.
Yeah, you could do that, I guess. That's like.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
That's actually post-rock, I think the name.
Oh god, don't give me all this genre crap.
Well, I mean,
I grew up with all this shit.
I've listened to so much 80s music throughout the years. I'm trying to think of the weirdest fucking people that I've ever listened to. I can't.
Spark's pretty weird.
Sparks are pretty weird.
Is that
yeah?
this down ain't big enough?
Yeah.
We talked about them before. That's so good. Go on, keep going then, Greggy.
Classical music.
My favourite classical song of all time is Canon in D Major by Pachelbel.
Yeah,
Pachelbel.
I can't remember how to say his name.
I don't know. Classical music's always been one of those things that I've secretly really wanted to listen to. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just nice.
It is.
But I've just never got around to
I'll tell you right now that there's an album you need to listen to. Gustav Holst.
Okay.
Planets.
I'll tell you what.
Fantastic. If you listen to that, you'll be like, this is where John Williams got all his music for his movies.
It's true. It is true. Like,
I'll tell you what. There's a scene in that, Sherlock, where Moriarty first comes in and he's like stealing the crown jewels, and there's that really famous classical song. I have no idea what it was called or how it went, but that used to give me chills. That was really cool.
That one then.
That one. Whoever knows what that song was. Okay, so that wasn't really artists. That was
Gustav
sort of
Holst.
songs.
Planets. Listen.
Okay. Comedy.
You're cutting the game for you, innit?
Yeah.
Weird Al.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he is the guy, isn't he?
I think this weird. That brought me back. That brought me back to like 2000.
The only reason I knew about him is because we used to download loads of stuff off Kazaa, and sometimes his name would come up, and then you'd like.
You see his name, you'd be like, "Oh, that sounds pretty cool."
I heard him on the radio the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm fat.
It was in my hire car, and I had because in my hire car it had the proper panel. That used to say
if you're driving and Weird Al is coming on the radio, it's White and Nerdy.
No, what was it? It might have been White and Nerdy. It was on Absolute 80s, and I remember looking down and seeing Absolute 80s, Weird Al, and I was like, these two things do not belong together. I can't. It was either Fat, which was bad, or it was White and Nerdy. I think it might have been White and Nerdy.
Well, you're White and Nerdy, therefore. Haha. Continue.
Okay. I don't know what to do country because I don't know how much you guys ever really listen to country.
Country.
You know, like
Country in the gang.
I know there is some country thing in the back of my head, and I can't quite think what it is. But I remember at some point I must have listened to something
what about
country.
electronic music?
Okay.
Skrillex.
Okay. Just absolutely everything from the 80s. So like Newman, Roxy Music.
I guess there's some electronic.
Depeche Mode. If you can class Depeche Mode as kind of electro, I suppose it is in a way.
It's like it's hard to say because like electronic nowadays people think of stuff like drum and bass. And
it's not like that.
Back in the 80s, that's not what electronic music was. So it's hard to say. Jazz. I don't know if you guys know much jazz.
What's that song that's like bidoo bidoo? I used it in a college project.
Anything by Howard Moon.
Fishing Orchestra?
Yeah.
Birds of Fire? It might be in Birds of Fire.
That one. That's jazz, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about the band?
Jazz fusion, yeah.
What about the band from Back to the Future? Do they count?
Nah, that's blues, man.
It's blues, isn't it? Try to keep up with the changes, okay?
Mine would be Miles Davis, but you know what I mean. Miles Davis is badass.
Do you know what? I thought I had
Chuck Berry.
He's blues. Well, blues rock, yeah.
I thought I had a wider variety of music taste than this, and now you're going for all these. I'm
How about
slowly
pop?
Pop.
I will allow the king of pop.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
See, I don't like Michael Jackson. I can't. I really don't like it.
What is music?
Yeah. There's about.
You don't like Michael Jackson's music?
There's about one or two songs that I like, and then the rest I can't. It just annoys me.
I just can't stop loving you.
No, but his singing is really good, and you try and sing along, and it's just interjected with.
That's what's so good. Like, I love it when there's like an instrumental break, and you just hear in the background, "Oh,
All it does though is like it pisses me off because like I don't watch any of these like reality music shows, but like he's renowned as the king. Do you know what I mean? But if I went on X Factor and went, "Hello, my name's Lewis," and I went, "Oh, hello, how are you?" And he went, I'm singing a song of my own today." And I went, "Okay, great." And I went, "Thank you very much." They'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'd be like, "That's my thing."
The barn noise with the mama, the boo boo, and the
Yeah,
billy boo boo.
they
I think
like,
everyone was like that to Michael Jackson, but he was just
now.
like, no.
I don't know what it. There's a couple of songs I don't mind, and his voice is incredible, but I just can't get over
you
the
you
weird
don't like
noises.
the woo woo and all that
No,
stuff.
it gets on my nerves.
The best one of all time is in the song. Can't remember the song now, but it stops and he goes, "What you go woo? What you go woo?"
I don't know.
The way you make me
all
think.
right,
That's
how
it.
about
I can't think of any pop.
classic rock?
Classic rock. See, that's one of my least favourite genres. I don't
Led
like.
Zeppelin,
Led Zeppelin,
Hendrix. Does Hendrix count?
Hendrix counts, like literally like Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Cream,
Pink Floyd?
Beatles, Pink Floyd.
So
Okay, if Beatles counts as classic rock, then I'll
Yeah.
say the Beatles.
Alright, yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I do love Led Zeppelin. In all fairness, I might say Led Zeppelin.
Never really listened.
Well, Pink
to it.
they're
Floyd.
very good.
I've listened to a fair bit of Pink Floyd, but not enough. as
I love a
probably
lot of
should
like
have.
Yes and Genesis and all that shit, but that's more like prog rock than classic rock. It's all the same thing.
I tell you what, I wish when I was on fentanyl in that video that I had headphones on and what's that song by Pink Floyd?
There's a lot of songs by Pink
Ah,
Floyd.
the
my
one.
friend.
Brick
It's
in
like
the wall.
I've listened to it like 100 times. I can't remember what it's called.
Shine on You Crazy Diamond?
No,
Wish You Were Here?
no.
This is interesting.
Which album is it from?
Greg will know.
Greatest hits. Like
Dark Side? It's on Dark Side. Breathe?
Breathe in the air.
Is that
No,
one?
it's the one that you would listen to if you just taken like heroin.
Echoes?
No,
That one from Trainspotting.
no. Why am I? I'm almost.
How do you not know?
I'm almost getting angry at you for not knowing, but it's my fault.
You haven't given me any clues. Like, does it,
Oh, Pink Floyd, greatest hit.
has it got a synth in it? Like, at what point?
Sing
the song?
it. Sing it.
Yeah, do you know like, the melody?
Hit it, Matt.
Sing.
It's like when fuck you guys talk because I have to get this
Fuck's
because
sake.
come on man, like this is
Copy,
how
we'll get
this is
copyright.
how
You
bad
can't play
my
it.
brain is.
Go on then, what's the next genre?
Heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Slayer, Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, literally any kind of metal.
I don't know if you can count Rammstein as heavy metal because when you
I'll allow any kind of metal.
when you say to proper Rammstein fans, you mention heavy metal, they always say it's industrial, but like same fucking thing.
like industrial's a kind
Comfortably
of metal.
numb.
Ah, okay. I should have said that one. But...
Yeah, Rammstein.
Comfortably
Is that heavy metal?
All right.
Limp
How
Bizkit.
do I not get that? That's how bad my brain is, man. It's
I could say punk, but I don't know if you guys listen to much punk.
Slaves.
Slaves.
what's the song that's like? And get all your boys. What you got to say? Now, my favorite.
Would the Clash count as punk?
It's
They're verging on it, but I don't think they're proper.
Descendants.
like proto punk.
Descendants. My
Descendants. Mine's Black Flag, so it's all good.
Descendants.
There's a lot of genres. I don't know if you guys would know a lot of these genres, like indie rock. Are you listening to much indie rock ever? Are you Arctic Monkeys are technically indie rock?
Arctic
I
Monkeys,
guess
then.
Arctic
Yeah.
Monkeys are sort of indie
Bill
rock,
spelled
yeah.
it. Bill spelled it. Yeah. Or Pavement.
There's a folk band I like. I guess they're kind of folk. Fleet Foxes.
Fleet Foxes is incredible.
Fleet Foxes are brilliant.
Fleet Foxes is one of the best like modern bands. Like they're actually their latest album wasn't that great, but their first album.
You know
I
when
might
who
listen
was
to
it
them.
you were talking
They're
about
good.
the other day that you said what was that guy's name? Mac something.
Mac
DeMarco.
DeMarco.
Mac DeMarco. You know you said somebody said that it makes you nostalgic for a time that you never had. That's how I feel about Fleet Foxes.
Yeah.
You've
Can't remember
mentioned
what my
them before.
favourite song by them is.
Have you listened to Always? They're pretty good.
You expressed expressively. I learned that on piano the other day.
That's so beautiful. Hey guys, I've got
There's so many genres. I'd have to sit here for the rest of my life.
Kind of a quiz, so we could do the quiz.
A music quiz.
Shoegaze.
In this one, first album from Verve.
We can just make this fucking podcast a bit longer, can't we? Who fucking cares?
Do you want to do?
People always ask.
Do you guys?
We've done the genres for a while, so
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do a versus?
What, right now?
So and the loser gets that.
Well, right now.
Next podcast.
I think shouldn't we save it for the next one? What did you have in mind?
I have a music quiz.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't you could just do a music quiz if you want, but why don't we do that the next time?
All right, we'll do a
and
music
then what
quiz.
we'll do is we'll do it first thing.
Yeah, we'll do
and
it,
then
like,
we'll have a
straight away.
transition, and then you can get changed into
Okay,
it. And then
all
for
right.
the rest
How
of
about
the
this?
podcast, you wear it.
Wait, you want? Can I do a music quiz now?
Yeah, you can do a little.
So if I do a music quiz now, there has to be a forfeit, and I'm going to say what the forfeit is right this second.
Okay, sure.
The other person gets to put whatever they want on the other person's Instagram story. Nice and easy. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You alright with that?
Well, he's gonna win.
Well, not necessarily.
It's a music quiz.
He's purposely
You're a
gonna go-
musician.
Yeah, but I don't listen to like a lot. I listen to like my music. That's it.
Okay. This is... I'm going to go to you, then to you, then to you, then to you, then to you. Then
Okay.
To you. Okay?
Alright, yeah.
There are 10 answers. And
What
is...
sort of music quiz is this? Or is it just music quiz?
I'm getting into it. It is the top selling artists of all time. The top 10
Oh shit! This is
of all
interesting.
time
I imagine
from
this is
Wikipedia. So I'm going to
difficult.
go to you, to you, to you, to
and
you.
we have to name the top 10.
You've got to name the top 10.
Okay.
If you don't get it, I'm going to say the first person to get 5 right wins.
Okay.
All right. I'm cool with that. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Greg.
Mm-hmm.
First.
Top selling artist of all time. Michael Jackson.
That was my one. That was the only one I could think of.
Correct.
Okay. The Beatles?
Correct.
Pink Floyd.
Correct.
Let's try and go for something a bit newer. Madonna?
Correct.
Guys, this is difficult.
It's hard, isn't it?
Mariah Carey.
Correct.
Fuck off. She's got one song and it's played once a year in December.
She is one of the biggest selling artists of all time. I remember reading about
She's
this.
a fucking dick cheese. And
I don't like her either, but...
Right, you guys,
So,
no one's
okay.
got anything wrong yet, so
Okay. But there's only 10 of them.
there's 10, and you have
And we've got 5 right.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
God, who's
right.
left?
Is this of all time, did you say?
Of all time.
Elvis Presley.
Was it your go?
Yeah, he just said
Yeah.
Mariah Carey.
Correct.
Shit, really? Oh, man, this is difficult. Fuck. Rolling Stones?
Wrong.
Ah, shit.
Alright, can you guys remember your score? Because my brain...
Well, I got
We're
them all
equal.
right and he got...
Yeah, so
He's got one wrong, but he's answered one more question than me. So
So
he's
you-
got like 5 right
We're
and
both at
1
3 at
wrong.
the moment. It's just...
Is it 3? Oh, is it 3? I thought we'd done like 5
Yeah,
each.
no.
No, right. So you're on 3 and I'm on 3, but you've just got 1 wrong. So
Yeah, so...
you said Rolling Stones. Ed Sheeran.
Wrong.
It's too recent, isn't it? It's too recent.
There's a few recents on there. I'd say there's 2
But
more
Ed Sheeran
recent.
is too recent. Like Ed Sheeran is the biggest artist in the world right now, but
Yeah.
it's just too.
There's
near.
2 that you would consider that still make music that's in the charts.
In the charts.
Hmm.
That's fucking good.
Taylor Swift?
No.
Fuck if I know. I don't know any of this modern shit.
You got 5 left.
Nicki
6?
Minaj.
No.
Isn't she like one of the top selling female artists of all time? Though?
So actually, there's 4 left, isn't there?
We both got 3 right and 2 wrong.
This is fucking difficult. I don't like this.
This is hard, isn't it?
Fuck.
4 more, guys.
Fuck me.
Just say what comes to your head first. It's fine.
Nothing's coming to my head. Literally.
Nothing's coming to my mind. You really think I should swear?
Like most popular artists.
Best-selling artist of all time.
It sounds like such an easy, vague thing, but it's fucking difficult.
I don't know.
It's really hard.
The Eagles.
According
to this now, I think they should be higher, but it's
okay.
the Wikipedia one, so,
right, I'm going to stop trying to think about recent ones. Who's had just a shit ton of number ones?
I can give you guys a clue for one. One of the songs has been used on this channel as a quick clip.
What, as part of the Threeskins?
No, it might go. There's a video on here that has one of their songs.
Top selling artists of all time. Fucking hell, this is difficult. I've gone through the Beatles, fucking Mariah fucking Carey.
That's a good one though.
George Michael?
No.
He should though. He's probably the greatest man that ever lived. Fuck, I know. Fucking Police.
The Police.
No.
Fucking no.
Stevie Wonder.
No. Just keep busting them out now. Just say whatever.
Fucking.
I can't think of anyone now that is still in the charts. No way.
Jean-Michel Jarre.
No, but apparently he had the biggest concert.
That's the only reason I said it, is because I knew that.
Fucking slut. Guns N' Roses?
Led Zeppelin?
Yep.
Ah!
Greg has one more to win.
Jimi Hendrix?
No.
Fucking Led Zeppelin and Mariah Carey.
Someone. So there's two recent ones. These must
Two
be
recent ones.
These must be the ones that are left. Okay.
Two recent ones, and there's one that
is old.
It's been around since like the late 60s.
I got a stab in the dark at the recent one. I think if it's not it, then
Black Sabbath.
No.
Katy Perry.
No.
Ugh. This is fucking difficult.
I like getting these guys angry. I don't know how much of this you're going to have to edit out.
They still make music and
they
it's still
make
in the
music.
charts. What time are we on? Quick?
There was one that...
But the one from the late 60s still makes music.
Yeah, but you just, it's like... Oh! Yes, yeah.
I think I maybe... It's his go.
Whose go is it?
It's his go.
It's my go? What did you just do?
I said Katy Perry.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Did you say something?
I can't remember. I said something.
I think you did.
I might have. You can shoot. You shoot for one. I like it.
Coldplay?
No.
Ah! This is so annoying.
No. I'll give you one clue, yeah? One of them released an album this year and it sparked some controversy. Between them and someone else.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Really?
Fucking completely didn't think about that.
I didn't think it was that big.
Right, so now we've both just got one more to get.
Yeah. Shit.
Just what's the time on quick? Because we might have to go into our features at about like
we'll have
45 minutes to an hour. But
come on,
it doesn't matter. We can make this one a bit longer if you want.
Come on, guys.
Fuck. Late 60s. I swear I've gone through all the big late 60s people.
If it makes it any better, it's a hymn and their fourth
David Bowie.
biggest thing of all time.
It's a hymn and he's the fourth biggest selling of all time.
That's right.
And he's been singing since the 60s.
Yeah.
Billy Joel?
No.
Bob Dylan?
No.
Paul McCartney?
No.
Fucking cunt.
This is so annoying!
Fucking, I don't know. Fucking dickwad, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna start shouting out words I'm not allowed to say so this quiz can stop.
The two left. One of them has been around since the 60s. The late 60s.
We know that.
Yeah. And the second one is a woman who is still in the charts. Maybe not right this second.
Still in the charts.
Yeah.
And how long's she been making music?
Since like the mid-noughties, maybe?
Come on, hurry up. Let me have a go.
It's your go.
Oh, is it? Beyonce.
No. That's a good one,
That was a
though.
good guess. Rihanna?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yes!
Fuck, you won.
Ah!
I didn't think Rihanna was more popular than that.
Yeah.
Ah! Give me your phone, motherfucker.
Is she the one who got beat?
Yeah, Chris Brown rocked to the fuck.
Fuck, man. Chris Brown's a bad man.
Oh, right, bad man. Okay, right, what minute are we on? 47.
I think it's time to end.
Eighth biggest selling album. Well,
That's
artist
really
and stuff.
weird that Rihanna is there, but
That's what it
Beyonce isn't.
I think that's very odd.
Because Beyonce's considered like the queen. Do you
I'm
know
surprised
what
Ed Sheeran's not even on there. I
think Ed Sheeran is just a little bit too recent. He's only had his real big boost within sort of about the last like 6 or 7 years. Hasn't he?
You got to remember, these geezers have been around. A lot of the older ones have been around since the 60s. So, like,
Who was the
selling
last guy?
Albums has been. Do you guys want to have like quick guess?
No, just fucking
No.
tell us.
All right, I'll
fucking tell me!
I'll give you clues. Give you clues.
Go on. Guess at home, everyone.
He has sung in a Disney movie.
Elton John.
Phil Collins.
Fuck you,
Phil
fucking
Collins hasn't
piece
been
of
around
cunt. Fuck off.
Elton cunt.
Fucking had enough.
Phil Collins is a good answer though. Tarzan. And,
He hasn't been around since like the 60s, though,
he's-
has he?
Yeah.
Is it the 60s?
Genesis.
Yeah, but
When
he
was
didn't sing
Genesis?
in Genesis till 75.
He was drumming.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was
That was
John.
earlier than I thought then.
But yeah, Genesis and Phil Collins are up
I
in
thought
the-
Genesis
in
was
the
like
higher.
late 70s, early 80s.
Nah, Genesis, that's when they got popular. Like, they started making pop music, but before that, they were making prog rock. And, you know, all
That's
the
what I
old,
said about changing for the money.
well, yeah, well, all the old Genesis fans started hating it, but they brought in so many new fans.
I
that
still
they kept doing it.
like Phil Collins. I like
I love Phil Collins.
I like Genesis. I like a lot of bands. I used to hate Jimi Hendrix, and now he's one of my favourites. And I have to almost every time I go through Spotify, I have to listen to one of his
There's a lot of
songs.
people that I
incredible,
used to
isn't
hate that I now like. I used to despise Coldplay. Couldn't stand Coldplay. But now I think they're really good.
Have you
And the
seen-
main guy, what's his name?
Martin.
Something. He's so likable. The guy's so
Chris
cool.
Martin.
Chris Martin. I think he's really cool.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah. Okay.
But the problem with Coldplay is a lot of their songs, yeah, you pay like 150 quid for half the time the whole crowd half singing his songs for him.
Yeah, he is one of those people that starts getting the crowd to sing
You
it.
sing it!
I hate
150 quid, guys!
I fucking hate it. Wait, if that happened to me, I'll go up there and I'll start singing it to his mouth so that it shoots out of his mouth.
What? Oh, like you sing into his mouth and then it reverbs
And then
back.
I'll headbutt him.
Okay, I think that's the music topic over with. Let us know if you like just the one topic, because I think it gives us a bit more
I think we
room
could do
to,
it. Like we will watch this back and say, I should have
This
done
was
this. I should have
stupid.
done this. I should have done this. So that we do it every single podcast that
we try to
happens.
do
The thing
justice.
is, we'll still have to do some podcasts where there are two topics, because there are some topics that are interesting, but you can't talk about for an hour. Do you know what I mean? Like, remember when we talked about like Detective Rectum and shit in our pants? I couldn't have made that an hour. It would have lost its fucking... Do you know what I mean? But music...
I could talk for hours about Detective Rectum.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this
I thought
way.
you were going to say music.
Think about it this way. Thankfully, we haven't made our podcast around a certain topic.
That
Because
would be.
There's a lot of people who've done that. You know, like crime and
Like
music
I know, like
and movies.
you know, like how there's like
we
a,
literally
there's like
just
a
talk about
history
whatever the fuck we
podcast.
want.
Man, we could easily just get a history subject. I don't know, like about 1066. Go do some research, and then we just joke about it for an hour. I could easily do that. Fucking.
We made it good for ourselves. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine being
Who wants
locked
to see
on one
three
subject?
Skinnerths, the history?
One thing
the
I
history
want
Facebook.
to know is like, what happens if you need to shit in the middle of a battle? Do you just shit your pants? Does that get in like your plate armor? Does that make it rust? I don't know. There's a lot of questions.
I think this is one for Gerg Sagan. You need to do some research.
No,
I
It's
asked-
not really science.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's
I
too-
asked
that's too
Gerg Sagan a
historical.
good question today, and I don't know if you've got the answer to it yet. But
What is it?
we-
The
yeah,
spoiler question.
yeah. You need to find that out.
I
Gergie.
can do
So
it.
I have one Matt fact. That's it.
Okay, so what are we doing? Fat facts and
Fact facts.
and
Let's go.
And then the Gerg Sagan. Greg's got the one.
You go first.
Have you got Gerg Sagan then?
I've got Gerg Sagan.
Okay.
Right, let's do the intro.
Welcome to Fat Facts.
A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink.
Wow. That's actually pretty cool. A flink of cows.
Look at that fucking bunch of flinks.
Oh, I wouldn't mind buying your flinks.
A flink
So
is
now,
a
now
herd.
I know if I'm going down the farmland and some farmers running about shouting, "I lost my flink!" I'll be like, "I'll help you, mate. I know what you got.
You've lost your 12 or more cows.
I will help."
No, I'm just thinking, like, if you cut one cow up into 12 burgers, is it a flink of burgers?
New
That's-
at McDonald's.
that's a good question.
The,
That's a
good
the
question.
McFlink.
The
It's the
McFlink.
meat
We're gonna
of
have to
12
ask-
cows.
We have to ask some sort of like English language professor or something.
Right.
If any of you are listening,
Thank you very
Help.
much, Matt, for Fat Facts. And now I believe it is time for Gerg Sagan.
enjoy the intros.
Chemistry, biology, dinosaurs, physics.
Today we are learning about the subject we mentioned 2 podcasts ago.
Oh, why men have nipples?
Why men have nipples. Now,
Awesome.
everyone obviously goes to the very straightforward answer that in the womb, you know, you're born female, and then, you know, like your chromosomes start, you know, making you a man or whatever.
I still haven't had that happen yet.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, same.
Smooth.
It's
as the
kind
bonnet
of
a
true,
Porsche.
but there's a little bit more depth to it. So, nipples.
Come on, Gergie.
We think nipples evolved in like ancient mammals.
Just in case you don't know what a nipple is. That is a nipple.
The
Go on
nipple.
then.
I have the
So,
smallest nipples in the
we
world.
think that the
they're like
nip-
5p's.
We
Go on,
think
sorry.
the nipple, like if you look at marsupials are like they're a very good way of
Oh,
representing.
Gerg Sagan, I have a question.
Okay,
What's a marsupial?
kangaroo, the pouch boys.
Them fucking hoppy pouch
Wombats,
boys.
you know, all that shit. So they inside their pouches they have like this little nip, and it's where the like the little Joey, which is like the baby kangaroo, it just sits there and it like just has a good old suckle. And they literally start off with these
And it
tiny
produces
little embryos.
milk.
Yeah, so they start off with these tiny little embryos, and they just sit there sipping milk in that pouch until they get big, which is crazy. But yeah, that's how it's
crazy.
That is how it started. The nipple started as just a little way of like having a little suckle. You know what I mean? But the thing is that the genetic mutation that produced nipples is not in your sex chromosomes. It's actually in, I can't remember which chromosome, but it's in just your normal chromosomes. So that means that it doesn't matter whether you have X, Y.
By
chromosome.
that, are you, for layman's terms, are you saying that a nipple is not part of like your genitals?
Yeah,
It is
so
a
like
normal.
So like
fucking,
your
it's like an ear.
So you
or
have
an
you
eye.
have your XX chromosomes means you're a gal. XY chromosomes means you're a boy.
Right.
XXY, no one gives a shit about
Means
stuff
you're an
'cause it's so
Apache
rare.
helicopter.
And the thing is that like it's hard to explain. So anything on there is really like, oh, whether you're a girl or boy. But stuff like fingers is just in your normal chromosomes. You know, you don't see boys born without fingers and women only born with fingers because it's just in your normal chromosomes. It's not in your XY ones.
I understand. I get
So
it.
yeah, so essentially that's why nipples evolved. And so like, say if a man was born without nipples, I mean, he could survive. He could go fucking shit because women might look at him and be like, oh, it's a bit weird, but they're still gonna bang. But the problem is that if he has a genetic mutation, that means he has no nipples. His daughters could have that. and they wouldn't be able to reproduce. Well, they could, but
A bit like
back in the
opposable
old primitive days, suckling was the main way that babies had food, and their babies wouldn't have survived.
It is quite a good evolutionary.
So nipples.
But I guess the next.
That's why men have nipples, because you can literally give estrogen to a man, and their nipple they will literally start growing actual breasts.
Mm.
So it's just.
Greg, did I take estrogen?
No,
Have you been slipping him estrogen?
No, because you. But the funny thing is that people that are actually overweight, like you, they
Shock.
you actually build up fatty lipid tissue better in the breast region because of these genes that control growing breasts. Because
I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Please,
I probably could if I gave you enough estrogen.
It's
a
joke from Meet the Parents.
Come on,
guys.
Some men are actually born with a genetic mutation that allows them to produce milk.
I knew a guy who could lactate.
Yeah, so it does happen.
Seriously.
So if you can
Yeah.
Can we
lactate
get
and
him
you're
on
a
the
dude,
podcast
don't
and
worry.
milk him?
It is relatively normal, but not exactly like that normal. And you can pass it down to your
It's
children.
relatively normal, but not that normal.
I've seen, there's people who like do extreme body mods and they just cut their nipple off.
I
They cut their nipple
also
off and then sew it together, so
mention
it's
one
like-
more little thing. Matt asked me this question earlier, and I don't think I should dedicate our whole thing of Greg's second. So I'm just going to shoot out now. Matt wants to know if he ejaculates in space, what would happen?
What
So
would happen
number
to the
one,
spunk?
the main
It would
thing
explode.
is you'd have your dick in your hand out in space, and that's not good because first off, your dick's just going to freeze. It's not like frozen like you see in like films like Day After Tomorrow when a helicopter and it just goes. It's kind of
So
like that, but
it's not like it would freeze so much you could bash it with a hammer and it go into pieces.
It would eventually, but not straight away.
I saw that in a movie once.
Yeah, because the thing is about space is that it's cold, but there's nothing there to take the heat away from your body. So you're not going to freeze instantly. The outer layer of your skin will freeze like quite quick, but the inside of your body will stay
frostbite.
warm for quite a long time. Because there's no way for the heat to escape your body. Because there's no other atoms in space to take the heat from you. The reason things get cold on Earth is because, like, say you're in a fridge, it's because the air's cold, and that cold air is taking heat from your body.
Okay.
That's why you get cold.
So what about the semen?
Okay, so semen, assuming that you can get,
A semen.
assuming you can get your dick out in space long enough for it to shoot.
off.
First off, because there's no air resistance in space, it will just go forever. Because once something starts moving in space, it just doesn't stop. You can push yourself away from a spacecraft, and you will just consistently go the speed that you pushed away from that spacecraft for the rest of your life.
I got another question.
Unless you push the other way backwards, because momentum's conserved, and it's incredible.
If that's true,
So the semen would just shoot forever till it hits something.
it says that it's 20.
Dude, if you spunked in space, it would fly off to some other galaxy.
Yeah,
and
so if
you have little.
the semen comes out at 22 miles per hour, supposedly.
Yeah.
How long would it take for me to come in the atmosphere and it hit the moon?
Well, first off, if you come to in the atmosphere, it would just go back down onto your hand.
Okay, stratosphere.
Oh, so you up in like orbit.
What if I did it and then as it come out, I go add a couple of extra miles per hour on it?
I don't really think you can blow things forward in space. You might be able to, but
No, I'll tell you what. We'll go up to space, right? And because it
Alright,
will freeze so
Felix
quickly,
Baumgart.
you
No.
spunk and I'll hit it with a bat.
the thing is that it would freeze in space.
Yeah.
But
Your genes would be floating around space at 20 miles an hour.
as solar radiation starts touching it, like as soon as it gets in the light of the sun,
It'd melt.
no, bits of like the water vapor would like sort of vaporize, and it would leave a little trail, and it would basically be a cum comet.
I come it.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but like I imagine that's what would happen.
Fucking
A nice
cum
little
it.
cum comet. So anyway, that's good.
So what you're trying to say is like the vapor will go away, like all the goop,
like,
but
yeah.
then the little spermies are still flying about.
Spermies are flying, but all the moisture's being taken out of them by the sun, so it leaves a nice little trail of like a little tail of water vapor.
Fucking hell. Cum
Just
comet.
like little fucking cum comments, man. Talk about cum comments. I hope you leave some comments
Oh, that was a good one.
I hope you leave some comments.
Give us some comment.
Hope you enjoyed that episode, guys.
Yeah.
Bit different than normal.
Yeah, a little bit more different.
I've got a feature myself that I'm working on. Might do it on the next one.
Oh, before we leave this podcast, I think you need to put a story on Greg's Instagram.
I do. The trouble is, though, is that I can't say anything on his Instagram because he doesn't do anything seriously. So
no one follows him.
Well, no matter what I write, people will just assume it's a joke. So I need to come up with something.
You have to leave it up for 24 hours. Oh, are you taking a picture of me?
Hang on, put your leg up again.
That's actually funny. Oh yeah, gotta get them oils in, man. I'm probably gonna get a message about this.
What's going on?
Get back, bitch.
Do I have to wear this next time?
No, we'll do that for another one.
Are you sure?
I was doing
it. Dude, you look like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, great.
Go and check that out. Oh no, you won't be able to.
You got to get a screenshot of that and put it in. Yeah. So,
that's good.
That's good, isn't it? It's a good idea.
That is funny. I like that.
He's gonna delete it now.
Don't you fucking dare.
No, I ain't doing it. I don't delete stuff.
Greg will probably put that up on the anyway.
He'll probably do it later.
I'll take a photo later of just a bunch of oils on the desk. So this is my equipment.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that was Jinx. Go on, you go.
See you later, everyone.